Hello, welcome to Daily Current Affairs by Neo IAS. Today is 9th of January 2019. So the topics we are going to deal today is DNA Technology Bill, Indian Science Congress, Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmer Rights Act 2001, Assam Tribes, Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program, Map Aided Program, and the previous year question revision series. So coming to the first topic, DNA Technology Bill. This bill is in news because Lok Sabha has passed the DNA Technology Bill. It deals with the regulated use of DNA technology for identifying certain categories of persons. So, coming to the details of the bill, this bill regulates the use of DNA technology for identifying persons. So, the identification is based on two matters. One is the criminal matter and the civil matter. The criminal matter means some offences done under the Indian Penal Code of 1860. There has been some offences and the persons need to be identified based on the offences done by them under IPC. And coming to the criminal matters, the issues like the parentage dispute, the immigration issue, then the transplantation of human organs. In these cases also DNA technology is used to identify the person. So this bill is basically regarding the regulation of the DNA technology for identifying persons on civil as well as in criminal matters. So, under this bill, a new board is created that is known as the DNA Regulatory Board, which deals with the DNA regulations, the technology regulations. So, this DNA DNA test is done in DNA laboratories in each states or in each place. So, all these laboratories which do this DNA sample testing of the identity of an individual will be accredited under the board. So, all the laboratories which do DNA testing should come under this board, and DNA Regulatory Board regulates all these or supervises all these laboratories. Okay, and basically for doing this DNA testing, you need the consent of an individual who has been tested. Okay, so this is the best way to identify a person. That is why we are doing DNA technology. So, we need the consent of the person who is being taken the sample to identify the DNA. So, the consent is taken from that person. But in some cases, the consent is not taken. That is when, if there is an offence happening, a person is acquitted for an offence for more than 7 years and he is imprisoned for more than 7 years, or he's been given death sentence. In such cases, you need not take the permission of the person to test his DNA sample. Okay, only if the person is related to a civil matter or a lesser criminal matter, you need to take the consent of the person. Okay, and about the DNA technology, if you get to know the DNA, it is the deoxyribonucleic acid. It is basically a set of instruction in the human cell, in the cell of an organism, and it is responsible for the growth and development of that organism. Okay, so it is unique for each and every organ. So, it's very unique for an individual, and the variation in this DNA sequence is used to match with various individuals and identify them. It is unique for each and every person. So, we can distinguish between two persons very easily with the variations in the DNA sequence. Okay, and there are some applications of this DNA technology. One is definitely to understand an individual's identity. Then it is used in criminal investigations where there is no clue left and you go for this DNA thing and you will get the you'll get the culprit. So we have seen many movies related to this DNA technology in criminal investigations. So it is coming into being with this bill. Then we'll also be able to identify the victims of natural disasters or terrorist attack. If you get a person's body with no clue left, then you can identify the person with a DNA sample. And you can also solve the issues related to the parentage issue, related disputes and the property matters where the siblings are involved. So, all these cases DNA matching will be very useful. Okay, that's all you have to know about DNA technology bill. Basically, a new body is being created DNA Regulatory Board. That is the main thing regarding the bill. And why DNA technology? That also you know, because it is unique and in which all matter it is applicable, and whether to take consent of a person or not, what are the conditions. That's all you have to know. Okay. Coming to the next topic is the Indian Science Congress. I'll tell you why this is in news, because the Science Congress is held every year. So this year it was held in Jalandhar. It was the 106th Indian Science Congress this year, and it has been conducted by Indian Science Congress Association. It is conducted in every year in the first week of January. So this year, as I told you, it was in Jalandhar in lovely professional university, and the theme was Future India, that is Science and Technology. So it has 18 plenary sessions, including the medical, the environmental, the chemical, science. Every section related to science will be having an emphasis in this congress, and there will be many sessions and seminar based on it. And there also has been 4 parallelly running mega events happening along with the Science Congress. That is Women's Science Conference, Children's Science Conference, Science Communicators Meet, and Science Exhibition. So all these 4 things are happening along with the Science Congress parallelly. And also there has been international participation as well from US, Australia, Germany and Switzerland. Okay. So I'll tell you about Indian Science Congress Association, who is holding this Science Congress. So this is a premier scientific organization. See, Britain has a scientific organization called as British Association for Advancement of Science. British Association for Advancement of Science. So this association is regarding the scientific research and everything. So India has mimicked such an organization in India. So they made this Science Congress Association on lines of this British Association, and it was started in 1914 by British chemists. Okay, now it's currently under Department of Science in Ministry of Science and Technology, and its headquarters is in Kolkata. Okay, so in this news you have to know what is Indian Science Congress, how frequently it is conducted, what is its purpose, then who is conducting it, and what is the background of the association who is conducting the congress. That's all you have to know about this news. The next topic is Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmer Rights Act of 2001. This is an issue happening since 2004. As I'll tell you the background of the story, then we'll come to the present day news. So there is basically a company called as Monsanto. It's a US agro major company, that's Monsanto. Monsanto came in contract with Indian company Nuzivido, which is a Hyderabad based company. So what they were doing is, Monsanto has this technology of making genetically modified crops, and they had this contract with Nuzivido. And this contract was for 10 years. The contract was made in 2004, and this contract extended till 2014, and in 2015 this license got terminated. So the Delhi High Court, with a single judge, it made a judgment that they can no longer be in the contract, and they no longer can do the patent here. So the Supreme Court now, what they did is, the Supreme Court allowed the US major Monsanto to pursue the patent. Okay, they can still do work on the BT cotton variants under the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmer Rights Act of 2001, and they set aside the judgment of Delhi High Court. Okay, so the Monsanto has been getting this restraint from Indian companies for selling and bearing of the seeds and related things, because the patent is being expired, but they are a registered company, and under this act they have all the rights to work here in India. So even though the single judge of Delhi High Court has held that Monsanto has no patent right here, the Supreme Court has said that under this act it is possible. That is why it is in news. So this thing is a news. But what we have to concentrate is on the genetically modified organisms or the crops. Okay, that is what our concern is. So the GM crops, I'll tell you about the GM crops. GM crops are basically the crops where the DNA of that particular crop variety is altered or engineered, genetically engineered to get a new trait that does not naturally occur. So that they are not naturally occurring. Whatever crops is there, the DNA is sequenced and made it a new crop in order to be resistant to pests or diseases or environmental conditions or even the herbicides. So it will be a more tolerant variety of crop. Okay, it has also been aimed to increase the nutritional value and the bioremediation, and also for the medicinal use or being used as biofuels. There are many applications of a genetically modified crop. So it is DNA sequenced or the genetically engineered in order to make them more tolerant and more useful. Okay, so in India, actually GM food crop is not allowed. Okay, it is not approved yet, but it is only approved in the case of cash crop, not in food crop. In cash crop, only cotton is currently cultivated, commercially cultivated, that is a BT cotton. And the property of the BT cotton is that it has a bacterial gene which can kill the bollworm cotton pest. There is a bollworm cotton pest which attacks the cotton during the harvest season. It's very bad actually, because the huge harvest is lost due to this bollworm. So the new BT cotton variety has this antibacterial gene which can fight this bollworm. Okay, that is a Cry1 AC gene. Okay, it is using in India since 2002. Then we have this BT brinjal. It has been recommended since 2017 and not yet implemented actually. It was developed by a Maharashtra company and also the Tamil Nadu University. They together made this BT brinjal. It's not allowed since it was suggested in 2007 and not came into being. Then we have GM mustard. GM mustard is also made as a herbicide tolerant crop. It was developed by Delhi University, I think, Delhi University, and this is also not being used. Okay, it is just a proposed one. So only thing we use is BT cotton. And about the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmer Rights Act, this is to protect the plant varieties and the rights of farmers and the plant breeders and encourage development and cultivation of new varieties of plants. That is basically the function of the Plant Varieties and Farmer Rights Act of 2001. Okay, so in this news you have to know about the act, what all are the varieties used in India, what is its properties, that's all you have to know. Okay. Next is Assam tribes. Assam tribe is in news because a new bill has been introduced in Union Cabinet because of giving this scheduled tribe status to 6 tribes in other backward classes session. Okay, so 6 OBC tribes have been is being proposed to give the scheduled tribe status. That is why it is in news. The 6 tribes are Chutia, Motok, Morang, Koch, Rajbangshi, Thai, Ahom and Tia tribes. These are the tribes, and I'll give you a brief note on each tribe. This Chutia tribe is basically a Mongoloid tribe. It came from Tibet. Okay, it has they looks like Mongoloids. It's a Mongoloid trait. This Motok is the indigenous people of Assam. They have been indigenous in India. Then Moran tribe is also a Mongol group. They even though they have a Mongol tribe, they came from Burma. Okay. Koch Rajbangshi is ethnic group of Assam itself, and they also have this Tibeto-Burmese trait. Okay. Then Thai Ahom. Thai Ahom is also the Thai family of Southeast Asia. They belong to that branch, and they came from China when the Ahom kingdom was set up in Brahmaputra Valley long back. So there was a Ahom kingdom in Assam. So they came from China at that point of time. Okay, and the tea tribes or Adivasis, they are also the workers of tea gardens in Assam estates, tea estates. Okay, they are also being proposed to grant this scheduled tribe status. Okay, not a very big news. In coming days, you will be getting more details of this news. Basically, you have to know all these 6 tribes. Okay, that's all. Next is Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program, AIBP. So it is in news because There was a CAG report that AIBB is taking more cost for running. It is taking threefold of the original cost for running these projects. So, AIBP is basically Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program. It is launched by Government of India long back in 1996 in order to provide financial assistance to state governments. The state government is implementing the irrigation project and the central government is financing the state government to carry out the project. Okay, basically 3 projects are carried out under this. One is a medium irrigation project, then surface minor irrigation project and the lift irrigation project. Okay, so we will call it as MMI, SMI and LIS. So 3 projects are covered under AIBP. So financial assistance is like 25% of the financial assistance for MMI will be given by the government, and for a new project it will be given like 75%, or for almost completed project they will be giving 50%. It's like they have a financial scale for it. Okay, and the important thing here is the monitoring agency. The monitoring agency for AIBP is Central Water Commission. That is a very important point. And Central Water Commission is using the high resolution satellite data from Cartosat-1 and Cartosat-2. Also they are using ISRO Bhuvan for monitoring the process. Okay. So that's all you have to know about IBBP. What is it and how is it giving the financial assistance, and how the monitoring is happening and who is monitoring it. That's it. Okay, you can get a wide news about AIBP in Yojanas or Kurikshetras. Okay. Then coming to the next session, map aided program. I have a US-Mexico border wall here. So basically my point is I'll give you 6 to 7 names of the cities on the US-Mexico wall, because always in the world page of Hindu newspaper you can find US-Mexico wall problems. So I'll give you a few important cities. Okay, so we'll start with San Diego. San Diego is in California. It is on the coast of in the Pacific Ocean of the South California, and it has very deep harbors. That is why it is famous. Then we have Nogales in Arizona. Nogales is a city in Arizona, and it also borders with Mexico. We have El Paso. El Paso, it stands on Rio Grande River. There's a river called as Rio Grande that is in Texas, and it stands on this Rio Grande. It is also in the Mexican border. Then we have Del Rio. Del Rio is a city in Texas, US. Then Eagle Pass. So if you get a question where the Eagle Pass is, it is between US and Mexico. Okay, it is also in the state of Texas. And we have Laredo. Laredo is on the north bank of the Rio Grande. So Rio Grande is a river flowing through Texas and US, and we have Laredo on the South Texas on the bank of it. Then we have Rio Grande Valley. As a river flows through it, it definitely will have a valley. So Rio Grande Valley is also in southernmost tip of Texas, also is in the border. Okay, these are the major places I found important on the US-Mexico border wall. So San Diego, Nogales, El Paso, then we have the Rio Grande, the valley, then Del Rio, Eagle Pass and Laredo. Okay. Next is the previous year question revision series. I have the question from environment session. With reference to an organization known as BirdLife International, which of the following statements are correct? It is a global partnership of conservation organization. True. It is a global partnership of conservation of organization, basically related to the wetlands, which has a huge varieties of bird life. Then the concept of biodiversity hotspot originated from this organization. No. This organization came very lately, but the biodiversity hotspot was is a old concept. It have an age of a lot of 100 years, because biodiversity hotspot means a area with very unusual concentration of species which are endemic to that region, and it also has very like threat from human beings. That area is called as a biodiversity hotspot. Actually, it was formulated as a terminology in 1988 by environmentalist called as Norman Myers, but this was not a product of BirdLife International. This concept has been in being from long back, but it was not coined by an organization, it was coined by a man. Okay. And the third sentence is it identifies the sites known referred to as important bird and biodiversity areas. Definitely, important bird and biodiversity area is a product of BirdLife International. They refer the sites of BirdLife International as important bird and biodiversity area. So the answer here is 1 and 3. Okay, biodiversity hotspot is been coined by Norman Myers in 1988, not by BirdLife International. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you understood whatever I have taught today. If you have any doubt or any clarification, you can please mention it in the comment box. Please feel free to mention it in the comment box. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.